Hi guys, my name is Sean. I'm a houseplant enthusiast from Jakarta, Indonesia. I don't know why I'm even bothering to introduce myself, because if you clicked on this video, that means that you know who I am, what I do, and what this channel is all about. And I want to really thank you guys because we hit 50,000 subscribers, which is why we have this extra episode for you guys to enjoy today. It's going to be a pretty casual chat about what's going on, what my plans are, and yeah, let's get started, I guess. The first thing that I want to address is some updates with my life. A lot has changed. I actually do start filming my contents a little bit early, which means that I'm actually filming 3 months in advance. So most of the videos that you see now were actually filmed a few months ago. This is because I have many businesses that I'm running and it brings me anxiety if I have to film things like just the week before. So I'd rather just go with my production, just shoot a few videos all at once and then have them be released on a schedule. So that's what's happening. But of course, this video is a little bit current when you're watching it. So you might see some changes that are inconsistent. But the biggest announcement I'm gonna make is that I'm actually moving. So it is a bittersweet move. I wanna be completely honest with you in this video. I'm kind of going through something personal now. The family is going through something as well. I'm not going to share the details with you guys, but I am leaving, and I think I do want to bring out one thing, which is that, you know, I think I did mention my dad quite a few times in my videos before, and you guys are commenting like, yeah, bring him on. We would like to see you with your dad. It'll be a good video. My dad and I, we have a really weird relationship. Like, we come from very different cultures and upbringing, so I don't really see eye to eye with him on many matters, and sometimes when I'm around him, I'm walking around eggshells. So I'm not exactly comfortable living in this home for the last 5 or 6 years, and I think he's also put up with me, especially recently. So this is a warning for you guys who are crazy plant people. That sometimes when your plant collection grows so big, it may take a toll on the people that you live with. So I do take some responsibility on that end where, yeah, maybe my collection did get a little bit big, it got a little bit out of control, and I think he just was a little bit fed up by it. And I was also sick of living here, being a little bit constrained about what I can do with the space. And, you know, a lot of these different things that you have to go through when you're living with an Asian parent. So I did decide to move, and it was a very, very last minute decision. Oh my god, this video is going to become so long. I decided only 3 days ago. We had a pretty big fight. Well, not a big fight. I don't actually talk back to my dad. I normally bow down and I keep quiet, and I always apologize no matter who's in the wrong. And I'm not going to go there, but there were some tempers being thrown at me, and I got a house. I mean, I know that I told you guys in one of my videos before that I bought a house, but that house is actually ready in about 15 months from now, so it's still building. But I rented a house, and also I rented an office. So this is the interesting thing. So I'm going to be moving my plans for work and also my other businesses into an office location, which is also in a home. But I'm also going to have my own private residence. So there's going to be a lot of content about me moving and me selecting the plants to see which ones I'm going to be bringing with me in my private residence and which ones I'm going to be bringing to the office, because that's also going to become a mini nursery where we're going to be growing a lot of plants. We're going to turn it into a little business because it's going to be like a sandbox for me and my business partner. Shout out to you. I really am thankful that you're with me in this journey. So we're going to be in the sort of a sandbox mode where we figure out production, we figure out the back end, how fast things grow, how do we sell things, how do we retail, how do we do customer service, and things like that. And when the time is right, bam, we want to have our own store. I mean, I told you that I was actually looking for a store space before, but that did not work out. We did not find a space, and we did not even find production for it. So we're going to take it slow. We're going to learn everything from ground up, and there's going to be a lot of content for you guys, because I'm going to be sharing all that experience and knowledge with you guys and all the struggles. But yeah, we're going to scale it up when we're ready. So we're going to have, you know, hopefully a nursery like in a massive scale, and hopefully some really good investors and things like that. Because what we want to do, our vision, it actually requires quite a bit of funding. So I'm not going to get into that in this video. One day I'm going to share with you sort of my goal and my dream about the nursery and botanical garden. But yeah, that is another chapter of my life. But anyway, so I'm moving from my current home into my new home next week. So there's going to be the moving videos, and I'm going to be doing a complete houseplant tour video before I move. So I'm going to be taking you guys to see all the plants that I have here. So that's going to be a very long video, and it's going to be a treat for you guys, and it's going to be happening very soon. So yeah, that's what's going on, and things are doing really well. Other than that, I started selling plants online. It's very stressful because sales is actually pretty good, and my businesses are also doing quite well. I have 3 or 4 other businesses. I don't even know how to categorize them as businesses. For example, my potting mix is doing quite well as well. I don't know if I consider it a business yet because we haven't registered an entity for it, but yeah, I'm happy and I'm a little bit tired, and the journey ahead is still pretty long. I would say the next few days is going to be even crazier. So yeah, it's definitely a very interesting chapter to close, and a beginning of a new one that I'm really looking forward to, and I hope that you guys are also looking forward to it. So the next thing that I want to talk about is frequently asked questions, because I do get a lot of frequently asked questions, and I find that I'm not the kind of person that gets annoyed easily. I find them a little bit funny, and I always respond. I do not ignore questions. So, and no questions are dumb enough for me. So I always try to make it warm and make it inviting, and I try to reply to everybody. But here are some of the questions. Question number 1. This is the most asked. I get asked this every 10 to 15 minutes. Imagine getting a DM with this question, and I think you guessed it. Do you sell your plants overseas? Can you ship to the States? Can you ship to, I don't know, God knows where in Europe? Honestly, I can't. And I want to give you a spoiler. I'm actually going to be meeting up with an exporter next week. So I'm going to have an episode on that to discuss the process of exporting, from registering the export license to the procedures of preparing plants for exports. So that's going to happen, but I want to take this opportunity to explain why I don't export. I know that you guys are encouraging me, and you guys are excited that someday I will, and maybe I will. But right now I'm a little bit tired of getting these questions, and I just want to address that. Number 1, I have many businesses that I'm running. I do not have the capacity to take on exports right now. It is a very difficult process. Number 2, if I did that, I would have to give up everything else. Let's just say that. And I want to be honest with you in that I see myself as an educator. I'm not a business person. I don't like trading. I'm terrible at retail. So yeah, it's not something that I really am looking into doing at the moment. And imagine when I do ship the plants, I don't know how many orders I get per day, maybe like 20 to 50 orders per day, going to many countries. Some of them are gonna go wrong, I assure you that, because nothing is 100% right. And when shipments go wrong, it's gonna fall on me, right? Like my reputation will go downhill from there. And then I'll start getting DMs in the middle of the night from, I don't know, somewhere in the world, asking me if they should rehab their plants in perlite or moss, or if there's any issues or complaints, they will directly send it to me, and I just can't get to that. Like, I don't know if you can imagine, because I do love getting DMs from you guys. Don't get me wrong. A lot of you guys are asking me about plant IDs or plant care and propagation questions. I love it because that's how I actually learn about houseplants. I look at your photos and I like to troubleshoot. But this is a whole new level where if I do open up this can of worms, oh my God, I will not be able to sleep. I'll really have to give up everything else, as I mentioned before. So I'm not going to do that right now, and I appreciate it if you stop asking. I don't know if that's too much to ask, but yeah. So look forward to that video regarding the exports, because that's going to be a very interesting episode. I'm going to have so much to share with you guys. So yeah, okay, that went a little bit long. So the next question is, can you recommend nurseries or plant shops that will ship to your country? That is a question that I get so often, and I feel so bad when I don't give them the answer. It's not that I don't know any nurseries. I do know quite a lot of places. I do visit some places that do export. I don't know I haven't been to every single one of them, don't get me wrong. So I don't know who the best ones are or anything like that. But me meeting someone and liking their collection or liking them as a person doesn't mean that they are very successful or responsible at shipping overseas to your country, because every country has different regulations. And if I make the wrong recommendations, that's all going to fall on me. So I rather steer clear from it. And let me keep you guys reminded that I do love giving you guys a shopping guide to show you some nursery tours, but those are purely educational in case you didn't notice. But I do not want to be in the plant trade business, and I do not want to be responsible for recommending any nurseries. So I apologize for that. I don't have the answer for you, but my recommendation is for you to look around your community, talk to people who have ordered from various nurseries. Look at their reputation when you go to Facebook groups or online shops like Etsy. I'm sure there's a lot of reviews that you can look into. And obviously I don't go to those places, so I don't know what to recommend. So that really makes me the worst person to ask in terms of who are the really recommended sellers, because people who have imported plants into their countries, they are the ones that know. So yeah. Frequently asked question number 3, what is your exact ratio? So when you're talking about potting mix or neem oil and things like that, I did mention it in all my videos that I never ever measure. So when you ask me that question, I just don't know how to reply you. Like, I feel so bad. I've never really measured anything. And I don't know, I guess in nature, just keep in mind that all potting mix, living conditions, they're all completely random. Plants can adapt to whatever you give them as long as they're within the boundaries. So there's no perfect potting mix. There's no perfect solution, you know. If you are the kind of person, you can read the bottle. Let's say you have your neem oil or you have your pesticide or your fertilizer. Read it, see how much you should add. But I've never actually read it. I've gone only by personal experience. And for me, when it comes to pesticide and fertilizer, I always try to under fertilize or basically dilute everything, because I don't want to burn the plant. I don't want to harm the plant. Everything in moderation, basically. And the last frequently asked question, where do you get your, I don't know, moss poles or pots and things like I wish I can tell you where I get everything from, because, hear me out. Number one, I always shop at different places every time. I'm not a loyal shopper. So if I'm buying it offline or whether I'm buying it online, I'm always going to different shops. So I don't remember exactly where I bought specific things from. Actually, I do remember. This was from Bali, from one of the shops. I don't know where it is. I just walked by this shop and just bought it. But anyways, I like to support businesses, and I don't know, just like to try different things out. When you ask me where things are being bought, mostly I would say 80% of my plant care stuff, like pots and moss poles, are bought on Tokopedia. And they do not ship overseas. I'm so sorry. It's a local marketplace. And I'm so sorry again. I know I keep apologizing for this, and I hope that things will change one day. But Indonesia, we are not open to trade with the world. It's very difficult to import. It's very difficult to export things. I wish I could just bring stuff in from Amazon, but it's impossible. If I did bring stuff in from Amazon, I would have to pay like crazy, like up to 30% of tax, and I did show them the proof of their invoice, like how much I paid for it and things. It's a very difficult process. The same goes with a lot of the people here, businesses here that are trying to export things. Plants are actually quite difficult to export, but even other things, like if you want to ship things out, you do need permits in that specific category of products. So the import and export is really tightly controlled by this country. I don't know for what reasons. I do have speculations, but let's not go there. It's not pretty. So let's accept things for the way things are, and I'm so sorry. But a lot of these things, like this is a really beautiful pot that a local designer made that I just got. They don't ship overseas. I guarantee you that. So yeah, so this is why I'm unable to recommend sellers to you guys, or make those Amazon links for you guys, because I don't buy things from overseas, and I don't think the people that supplies my things ships overseas as well. So yeah. And the next thing I want to talk about is quite awkward. So as you know, I'm leaving a few of my businesses to other people to run, and I'm going to be focusing on the plants and I have really big plans for, for profit and for non-profit at the same time. And I do want to bring this channel, to many places. Like I want to travel a lot after COVID, right? And I want to start hiring people, and production's going to get bigger, hopefully. So I signed up on Patreon. That's one way that some of you guys can actually donate some money to me. You can buy me a cup of coffee from anywhere in the world. I do have 3 tiers of membership, and I'm going to include the link right here for the Patreon. I don't remember what it is, but I think it's Sean from Only Plants. That's the link for the Patreon. And yeah, let me explain. The perks that you're gonna get as a subscriber, as a monthly paid subscriber, would be nothing, okay? I know that sounds really bad, but let me explain. And I wanna be very truthful with you guys. I consider my content to be educational in that it will help a lot of people care for plants better. And I believe that education should be universal and it should be free. So whether or not you donate money to me, and of course I would appreciate it if you do, or if you don't have the capabilities or the means to, don't worry about it. But if you do, if $3.50 doesn't mean anything to you, it's just a cup of coffee per month, please, it will help me out quite a lot, especially when you convert US dollars into Indonesian currency. That is actually quite a lot because we have a pretty weak currency here. But anyways, it will not only improve my livelihood, but it will also allow me to buy more plants. It will allow me to hire more people, get better equipment, and take this channel abroad, go to further places. And I'm going to be investing that money right back into my nursery or plant store business. And eventually, this is my final end goal. And I don't know if I consider this a promise or not. I don't want to make promises because I may not get there if I don't know, because these are all steps, right? If I don't get the right support, I may not be able to get my final mission, which is to do a botanical garden. Maybe it's not something huge or big or national level, but it's something that is passionate for me, and that I do really want to have a place where I can inspire people, whether it is, tropical houseplants, whether it's landscaping, cacti and succulents, or herbs, because I'm also in natural skincare. That's my other business. And all these beneficial plants that we can use for our bodies, all this knowledge that I really would love to have a place where it's educational, it's fun, and it's interesting. And maybe also I can conserve some species, especially some local endemic species here that are in trouble. But that is still so far-fetched away because, again, I'm still filming my videos 3 months at a time, and I'm still moving and I'm still doing all these things. But any support that you can give me financially or otherwise, I appreciate it. So yeah, I'm going to have an episode after this, just a mini one, just to explain the Patreon. So if you're into that, do click on that video. But other ways that you can support me without paying anything is, number 1, do subscribe to this channel, tell your friends, send this video likes, and all my videos are likes, in fact, because they will help other people find me better. And you can also watch all the ads, because in my videos there will be ads, and I promise you I will not put more than 1 ad for every 15 minutes. I don't want to compact too many ads in my videos, but I do get to choose where I want the ad placement to be. And depending on your region, the advertising revenue is going to be different. For example, if you're living in the United States, your advertising revenue, believe it or not, is actually 100 times more than viewers here in Indonesia. So yeah, watch the ads and help me promote this channel. I'm really grateful for this journey so far, and I'm really thankful that you stuck around. So I don't know, I guess you can reach me out at botanist on Instagram. If you have any questions about plant care and propagations, do direct message me there. I'll try my best to get back to you. Meanwhile, do take care and stay safe. I will see you in the next video. Bye.